the story with the freak, I believe you probably know it, that we were supposed to go have a meeting with Grace Jones, who at that time would have been the biggest star we would have ever worked with. And not only did we not get a chance to meet with her that night, we didn't even get into Studio 54, which was a club around the corner from my apartment, which we were sort of semi-regulars at. But, you know, it was New Year's Eve, a really big night, and we didn't get in. And the guy, not only did he not let us in, but he slammed the door in our faces and told us to off. We're like, whoa, what? And he said, oh, off. And we were blown away. We're like, no, we were personal friends of Miss Grace Jones. She told us to come here and tell you that we were her personal friends. And he wasn't buying the story. So we went to my apartment, which was just 1 block away. And we bought 2 bottles of Dom Perignon, which we used to call rock and roll mouthwash, downed them real quick and got lightheaded. You know, that thing that happens when you drink too much champagne. And we turned off into freak out, freak out. I used to be a hippie in my old days, and I went real hippie on my partner, and I went, oh, brother, you know, like when you drop some acid, man, you have like a bad trip, man, and you like freak out. And Bernard was a total soul brother. Like, what are you talking about? He never dropped acid or did hallucinogens. So I quickly remembered who I was talking to and said, oh, right, Bernard, you know, like when you see a beautiful girl on the dance floor and you know, and you're freaking out. And then Bernard, the genius that he was, light bulb goes off over his head. Bernard had kids, and you know, he was married. I wasn't married. I don't have kids. And he says, yeah, and it's like that new dance my kids are doing, the freak. That new dance, the freak. So we went out and we wrote a song about a dance we didn't know how to do. It just became the biggest record, the biggest single song of our lives. It's still, to this day, the biggest selling single in Atlantic Records history.
Nile, you've collaborated with a who's who of incredible musical icons, including Beyoncè, Luther Vandross, David Bowie, Daft Punk, Madonna, Lady Gaga. What stands out for you as some of your greatest moments in the music industry?
I'm having one right now with Beyoncè, which is great. I co-wrote Cuff It. I won a Grammy for that just earlier this year. And it was really great because I met Beyonce, I think she was probably like a teenager. And to watch her become one of the biggest stars on this planet is amazing to me. And to now be able to write with her, and that's unreal. Bowie was certainly a massive, massive moment in my life. And then 10 years ago, Daft Punk, writing Get Lucky, the biggest one, Notorious B.I.G., my God. When he mixed that with Diana Ross with I'm Coming Out, and they did the Mo Money, Mo Problems. I mean, it's just massive. And when I first heard it, I thought it was like the most genius thing I'd ever heard.
Now, many of your hits have found new and younger audiences since being remixed by international DJs. Are you comfortable with what they've done with your music?
It's funny you mentioned that. I just did a record with a great artist, Pitbull, and and we redid The Freak, and it's smoking. It is so good.
So why have you chosen to come to New Zealand for your one-off show in October? What is it about Aotearoa, New Zealand, that made you decide this is the place you wanted to visit?
I have always had a vibe about New Zealand. There's an artist that works there that he and we talk. And I just think that the mood and the overall social consciousness of the country is a place I'd love to be.
American music icon Nile Rodgers, thank you so much for joining us today, and we look forward to seeing you here in Aotearoa, New Zealand for your one-off show at the Civic Theatre in Auckland, Wednesday, 18th of October.
Pleasure.